I'm Ava Inesta here with Coach Mora. It is week 6. The Huskies will take on Temple at the Rent. Coach, last week in the press conference you said that it was the most complete game you've seen in your time at UConn against Buffalo. What made it so complete?
Just all three phases contributed in a profound way, in my opinion. I mean, we played good defense, held them to 3 points. We ran the ball well. We threw the ball well. We didn't have any turnovers, and I thought the kicking game really contributed. You know, I thought Chris kicked the ball well. I thought our coverage units were good, and I thought our punt return game was good. So, you know, that's the way we need to play every week.
Now, I want to take a second to talk about this week's game theme. It is Crucial Catch for Cancer Awareness. The helmets have a little bit of a different look with the block C and the ribbon. Can you explain the significance of this?
Well, it's obviously to raise awareness for cancer, and it's also to honor the people that are close to us, family and friends, to people in our program and athletic department that have been affected by cancer. And so, you know, each player can pick, you know, pink, purple, blue, black, yellow, you name it, whatever cancer has affected their family and is represented by a specific color, that's what they'll wear on their helmets. And it's just, you know, it's just playing for maybe a bigger cause than yourself or that one game, and we think it's significant and we love doing it.
Yeah, the design looks awesome this week. I want to talk a little bit about defense. This year you brought in Coach Brock as the defensive coordinator. I feel like we've been able to see the defense piece together week by week. You know, Langston with the 2 sacks, Ronte with that interception, and then holding Buffalo to just 3 points, which is a season low for you guys. Can you tell me about Coach Brock's intensity and how he's changing the atmosphere of the defense?
I mean, he's intense, all right, and he's consistently intense, and he's intense in a very positive, enforcing way, and he demands the best out of everybody around him, and he demands more of himself than he ever demands of anyone else. I think the players love playing for him. I don't think he ever lets them get comfortable, and that's what this game's about, is you know, pushing to be better at all times, and he holds these guys to a really high standard. And I love watching him work. I love sitting in his meetings and listening and talk to the players. I think that, you know, the things that he says are very significant. They're profound. They make sense. They're applicable to where we are. And I'm just really happy that he's a part of this staff. He's made a huge impact.
Now, switching to the offense, 158 points in the last 3 games at the Rents. Just pure domination. I feel like there's so many playmakers on the offense behind the quarterback and the offensive line especially. What are you seeing from the offense, and what is working so well for them right now?
Well, there are playmakers, and they're making plays, and we can spread it out. You know, when you run the ball, and you know, Victor's been hurt a little bit, but when he was playing, he was very effective. But these other 3 guys, last week they ran it, you know, 10 times for Cam, 10 times for Durante, 8 times for Mel. So we're able to split the carries and still have, you know, a lot of effectiveness. And then in our receiver room, you know, in tight end room, we've got guys that can make the play down the field. The thing that's most impressive to me is the way our receivers are willing to block in the run game. I think that goes unnoticed, and it shows how selfless they are. So just being able to spread the field, make the field wide and long for a defense to have to defend, I think is critical.
I also want to talk about the team camaraderie. I feel like every day this team is out there working, and you're finally starting to see that effort on the field, which must be so rewarding. So, like, what's so special about this team?
Well, I think I noticed it right away is when we got back to work and we brought in some freshmen and we brought in some transfers. It's just their commitment to being really good players and doing what it took to be a really good player, which makes a really good team when you can pull it all together and they're all pulling in the same direction. But, you know, my office looks over the field and they're always out there. I mean, you know, even during the season, after dinner, the receivers are out there catching the ball, the offensive linemen are out there walking through stuff, the defensive backs are doing stuff, and this is just on their own. This isn't anything that the coaches organize. And when you get that type of commitment and that type of effort, I mean, it's going to pay off on Saturdays, and it is, and you've got to keep doing it. You know, you can't just do it to the point where, oh, we've won a couple games, now we're good, we'll just back off. No, this is when you double down, and I see the guys doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the Huskies are set to face off against Temple this Saturday, October 5th. Kickoff is at 3:30 on CBS Sports Network. It's Crucial Catch for Cancer Awareness, so make sure to pack the Rent. Coach, thank you so much. We'll see you there.
Yes.